Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in any part of the world. Welcome to Fulfillionaire's File, where we feature inspiring individuals who are not only building wealth, but living a life of purpose, impact, and fulfillment. I'm your host, Victoria, a financial educator, empowerment coach, and someone deeply passionate about helping individuals and families create financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and living benefits, and many more. My mission is simple to educate, empower, and elevate lives so people can make informed financial decisions with confidence. And today, I am truly honored to introduce a remarkable woman whose journey reflects courage, transformation, and purpose driven success. She left the corner office to work from everywhere that matters. And you will learn what she actually means by that. Our special guest will speak on faith, freedom, and designing a life of financial impact. She transitioned from a highly analytical and structured career as an actuary and corporate executive in the Philippines into a thriving entrepreneur here in the United States. And today, she co leads a successful financial and insurance agency alongside her husband, Bob Reyes, while mentoring and developing future leaders in the industry. In fact, I would always mention to her, I want to grow up like you. And she would laugh, but I really mean it. Liz Reyes embodies what it means to live a work from anywhere lifestyle, combining business growth, personal fulfillment, and a strong sense of mission. Liz Reyes, welcome to Fulfillionaire's File. We are so excited to have you here today.
Oh, thank you, Vicky. And I'm so excited as well. Thank you for having me here. That's a great title that you have there for your show, Fulfillionaires. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. I hope it's not patented, but I'd love to include it in my vocabulary.
Please do that. Do that. It will be an honor for me for you to include it in your vocabulary. So, Liz, I'm really curious. I have so many questions to ask you. And my first question is, you spent many years as an actuary and corporate executive in the Philippines. That's a very structured and prestigious career path. So, what inspired your transition into entrepreneurship after moving to the US? And how did that shift shape who you are today?
Oh my goodness. Yes, you're bringing back those years into, the memory.
Mhm.
It had been a lot of years as an actuary in the Philippines. That was more than 25 years. Oh my gosh, I'm dating
Wow.
myself, right? But my husband was transferred to the US, and so he told me and four of our four children to come with him and move. We actually moved everything, the whole family to the US. And at
Wow.
that point, I said, this is my chance for a pivot. It's my
Mhm.
chance for change. I realized, having worked in the corporate world for so many years, I was climbing someone else's ladder, not my own. But
Yeah.
how do I build my own? That was the question. So what did I choose, Vicky? I chose myself. So it's really not just about leaving the corporate world. It just wasn't that, or leaving the Philippines. It
Mhm.
was about designing my life on my own terms. I wanted my own ladder and my own thing. I wanted freedom. You see, at that time, our youngest was still two. And I
Oh.
said I wanted to, decide when to work, the flexibility of time.
Mhm.
flexibility of location, where to work, and most importantly, the flexibility of purpose, the why. So it's the when, the where, and the why, right?
Mm.
So that shift, if you can imagine, new country, new culture,
Mm.
new everything, it changed my identity. So I'm bringing up key words here that, your audience hopefully can be inspired about the pivot, changing my identity. I stopped being an employee, even if I was high up there in rank, I was still
Mhm.
an employee, to
Mhm.
now owning my own thing, being an entrepreneur, a leader, and eventually the aspiration is to build other people's futures. So
Right.
that change by itself is what inspired me. I put myself into that change. That's what
Wow.
inspired me.
Wow. That's such a powerful transformation. And many people stay in their comfort zone, but you chose growth. So, what was the biggest internal shift you had to make during that transition?
The internal shift, of course, it follows first the physical shift, right?
Right,
So,
correct.
getting used to, I'm not sure if your audience will relate with this, but in the Philippines, I had a
Mm.
complete set of nannies, maids, drivers.
Yeah.
I had all the help. Coming to
Mhm.
the US, we had zero. And so, fortunately, the older kids were older. They could help me out. So, that was a big transition physically, the chores,
Right,
the
right.
teaching our children to be more independent, more self-reliant. And because of that, we had to change our mindset. So the internal shift was, how do I now, I mentioned identity, how do I
Mhm.
then now shift my identity to that? It was difficult, I must say, but you know what? The intense desire, God put us in this place for a reason. First of all, our family became united because,
Mhm.
you know, um, each one had a car before, each one had his
Mhm.
own way, but now we were forced to just be together and be a family. And that was the biggest inspiration for me to finally be more rather than be a corporate executive. It was too tilted, I admit, on that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Not too much time. I only spent quality time on my family. Now it
Wow.
built quantity. So the purpose was shifting. The purpose of balancing my life to not be too much corporate, too much heavily weighed down on my life, but rather to focus on faith, faith, family, finance, fitness, fun. Those are the 5 F's. So I almost stumbled there. So if it's faith first, family next, finance is third.
Yeah.
And so previously it was all finance. It was all on that
Right.
middle thing.
Mhm.
Oh, God has a purpose for everything. When you connect the dots and see what He has built for us, oh, at first it's like, so this was 2007, Vicky, mind you.
Wow.
A year
That was
before,
long
we had to
time.
buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what happened in '08, right? So I'm like,
Yes.
oh no, our house value fell. We turned underwater. Why are we here? I questioned that. Why are we here? I asked God, why? And we all have those questions. We all can, sometimes wonder, did I do the right thing? Did we do a right thing in bringing our
Mhm.
family over?
Mhm. Mhm.
And each day, as each day came, we were convinced that this is why. And as the months, the years went by, that's when we realized, yes, we are meant to be here. We are meant to be here. It's God's will.
Yeah. It's God's plan for you. He had this big plan for you that you never knew until it was given to you. So that is really so powerful. Liz, you co-lead your financial and insurance agency with your husband, which is truly inspiring. Building a business is already a challenge, but building it together as a couple takes it to another level. What are the keys to successfully building both a thriving business and a strong partnership? at the same time.
Oh yeah. I actually, to be honest, I'm also surprised. How did we do this? Because people are asking us, and I'm sure you're wondering, and the audience may be wondering, how
Mhm,
do you work together with your spouse, right? Without
mhm.
affecting your marriage? So sometimes I would tell him, well, we're discussing business right now. Can we talk to each other like business partners and not as spouses? But you know what? Here's what we came to realize. Our marriage is the business. Our marriage is our business. And when we think of that, because it's for our family's future. And so another important aspect that I might share is that at the center of our partnership, I call it a love triangle. There are
Mhm.
three of us in this relationship, not just both of us. So not just me and my husband Bob, but also God. God in between us. We have actually a logo. It's the picture of a cross with a circle. God is in our middle.
Wow.
So I'm not sure how our audience feels about God, but He is the foundation of our marriage. He's the foundation of everything that we do, that we build together. If it doesn't sit right with God, then He will not grant it to us,
Right.
no matter how much we want it. So it's really more than finance, it's really more than profit because it gives us that sense of purpose that is larger than life. The business is just a platform. If you look at it as a platform and we build whatever purpose He has for us, then the secret is not really having the same role as partners, as business partners. It's having the same mission. So we
Wow.
will differ. Oh my goodness, the amount of arguing that we have, I
Mhm.
don't call it arguing, I call it debating or tossing ideas at each other. We're both type A's. And so you
Mhm.
can imagine how high strung that conversation can be. But you know what? We can have different ways of doing things, different lanes that we call it, but they're going in the same direction, same mission, same purpose. And
Wow.
so, yeah, it will be hard because sometimes we'll totally go opposite ways, but we try to understand each other. So it has helped our marriage. We try to understand, why is he thinking that way? Why is he talking that way? Why am I thinking and talking this way? And therefore, it actually strengthened our relationship, to be honest. Because I learned long time ago that married couples are supposed to move their relationship um, um, to the next level each
Mm.
time.
Yeah.
You you're dating first, then you get married. That's another stage. You have your first child, second child, or how many children you have. What happens when everyone is gone? That last stage is being an empty nester. So
Right.
we have to figure out what's next. Do we just keep traveling? No. So this business became our fifth baby. It became something for us to another purpose for us to transcend to that next level. So it just keeps
Wow.
going up. And that's how we have a strong partnership. That's how we're able to stand the test of time. Not easy, but it's doable.
Oh, I like that. That's not easy. In fact, I was just thinking, Liz, I have somebody who is going to join the team, and I was convincing her, hey, your husband has to join too because it takes two to tango. It's more powerful, and I will ask her to watch this session or this talk show because this story is not only meant for her, but for those who want to join our team and want to also ask the partner to be part of it. Yours is a wonderful example of how the husband and wife works together. I love it when you said marriage is it is the business
Right?
because you take care of it, and of course the God is in the midst of all these whatever is
Yeah.
happening, the good things that are happening. One thing
If I may
yeah, go
share
ahead.
another reason, another, like, this is the more like a day-to-day thing. He
Yes.
was very busy with his job, and I had to look for ways to grab his time. I'm like, in my head, you need to help me because this is our business. This is not my
Right.
employment, your employment. So every time we would attend a meeting, go to an office or go out of town, travel, right? I would say,
Mhm.
"Oh, you won't let me go by myself, right? You can come with me. It's a Saturday, or you can come with me. It's after work hours. It's in the evening. Do you want to see me driving home at 10, 11 p.m.? Because that's when the
Mhm.
clients meet
That's true.
after dinner or
Mhm.
dinner time,
Mhm.
right? And so he
Mhm.
said, okay, all right. So that was my first step. Come with me, just come with me. And then at first he would say, I'll wait here in the car. No, you don't. You won't. You come in with me. And he would just, okay, I'll just sit in the couch and just listen, right? Next thing I know, he's butting in. He's butting in and he's participating. Next thing I know, he's the one presenting. Next thing I know, he's into
Amazing.
it.
Amazing. So this is a good message for all
We're
of you
supposed to,
watching
yeah, we're
there.
supposed to reel them in.
Wow, one thing I admire about you is your passion for developing people. And you don't just build a business, you build leaders. And I've attended your training workshops, your talk. I am an ardent admirer of you and Bob training. So, what mindset or skills do you believe are most important for someone who wants to succeed in the financial services industry today?
I like that question because it's all about others. You know me,
Yeah,
my motto, it's not about me, it's all about the others. And in our business, it's an agency where we build agents and they
right.
need to be equipped. So remember, I said it's my fifth child, but actually,
Mm-hmm.
the fifth child has so many children inside. They're all my children.
Right.
I said I can't give birth to more physically, but we can have more agents in our agency. And the belief is that if we build people the way we build our children, then the people build the business. They're our biggest asset. You know, skills can be taught, products can be learned, ways of doing things can be learned. But the one thing, Vicky, that I look for, and you know this, I see this in
Mm-hmm.
you, is the sense of purpose.
Yeah.
If someone has a purpose other than, so when they tell me, I just need to make extra income, I'm not excited. Yes, it's good to have extra income, but there has to be a bigger purpose,
Purpose.
just like we have, go deeper than that, because you know what? Um, there has to be something that drives them beyond just a paycheck because
Right.
money can be earned, but being a full billionaire is
Mm-hmm.
you have that's why I like that word is because it's going to be hard. It's a hard business. The market shifts, rejections come, people tell you no, they tell you yes, and then they tell you no later on. I'm not a salesman. So what do I know, right? I can't sell, but you know what? People buy. And so when these difficulties come in, when you're strong with your purpose other than just making money, then
Mm-hmm.
that's when success comes.
Right.
The only
Right.
thing that will keep people going is that purpose that's bigger than the obstacle, bigger than that rejection. We get rejections left and right. It's like a punch here, punch there. And so so the number one skill or mindset is that develop a big why, a big purpose that will surpass. And many times, if God is in your life, then that's easy to, you know, God, so you didn't mean that for me, right? I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't recruit that person, even if I really like that person. Not meant to be, not meant to be in our lives.
Wow. That's powerful. And for someone who may feel intimidated or unsure about entering this industry, what would you say to encourage them to take that first step? Sometimes, oh, I'll think about it, or although they have that desire, or not today, but maybe, next week. Um, how can we encourage them to take that first step?
Well, the heart of our business model is mentorship.
Yeah.
We're not there, how in certain jobs they tell you, here's the manual, read it and do the job. You're on your
Mm-hmm.
own. With us, it's not. So again, I always liken it to parenting or motherhood.
Mm-hmm.
You don't tell a baby, here's the bottle, figure it out for an infant, right? It takes
Mm-hmm.
time for them to learn, and they need you to be there every step of the way until such time as you let go little by little. But guess what? We have older children. They still come to me and they ask me, how again do I cook this dish, this Filipino dish? Do I fry it first or boil it first? They'll
Mm-hmm.
still ask me that question, and they're grown up, they are married, they're independent
But
because they knew that from the start, as a baby, then a toddler, then a teenager, or a teenager who thinks they know everything, right? And then to become young adults, etc. It's the same growth pattern in our business. Even
right.
if they already were business owners, they feel like they know how to run a business. Our business model is unique, and therefore the best way is to show them, not tell them, but show them, do it with them, and then watch them. That's our mentoring process, and therefore it shouldn't feel intimidating. Because particularly me, specifically me, I share everything I know. I feel
Yeah.
bad. I feel bad when an agent comes to me and tells me, I didn't know you could do that. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
really? I didn't share that information before? Or maybe he wasn't listening when I was training on that. But mentorship, it shouldn't be a barrier to learn this business, because what we need to see is drive,
Right.
potential, strengths. Everybody has all those. Even if they don't know much about finance, I came into the business because I wanted to learn. I was
Mm-hmm.
new in the country. I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
how a 401k operates. I didn't know how could we retire in this country. I didn't know all those things, budgeting, everything, cash flow management, debt management, the mortgage, the auto loan. I didn't know any of these. And this is where I learned it. The best place to learn is to immerse yourself in the
Mm-hmm.
business, apply it to yourself, then teach other people like you do as a financial educator.
Ooh, I love that. You've mentioned how excited you are about your work from anywhere lifestyle. And that's something many people dream of today, especially in today's world where everything is uncertain. How has this flexibility impacted your business growth, personal fulfillment, and your vision for the future?
Oh, that's a loaded question, right? So people might think, what do people think work from anywhere? What's that picture? Bring your
Mhm.
laptop to the beach? Well, yes, but no. Well, at the end of the day, again, let's go into purpose, right? So,
Mhm.
um, it's about to show up, the freedom to show up, right? Anywhere where life needs you. So last year, well, no, 18 months ago, a grandson came into our lives. And I was like the happiest grandma in town. So
Oh,
not just the pandemic,
oh,
but then the grandson, I wanted to be there for him. I wanted to
oh.
be there for my son and my daughter-in-law. So when he was born, I needed to be present, not
Yeah.
just physically, but fully.
Mhm.
And so the only way that I could do that is to bring my laptop with me and my business with me.
Yeah.
So it moves with me because I wanted to fulfill that new role in my life, uh, being true again to purpose, faith, family, finance, fitness, fun, in that order. So people think that we serve the business, we become
Mhm.
slaves to our business. No,
Mhm.
The business serves our life. It's the other way around. It's a tool that can make us fulfill that purpose. So now, even if I'm not there, they live in the Bay Area and I'm here in Arizona. Even if we just go on FaceTime, my grandson knows me. He knows my voice, he
Oh,
knows me. And one
oh.
time he was doing this to the camera,
Yeah, he
to the
wants to touch
phone.
you.
He wanted me to carry him, and I'm like, oh, I'll see
Oh,
you on Thursday. But
oh,
he was reaching for the phone, getting out of his high chair. I'm like,
how
oh,
sweet.
it pays off. All the love
Yeah,
that they show you, it's unconditional love by a
right,
baby, by a toddler. He's a toddler now. But remaining true to our purpose and believing that because there's purpose, you can do anything with it. It can
right.
grow your business. I feel very fulfilled, and I really foresee that the pandemic and the grandson were very instrumental to us. Again, it's God given.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
gave us that pandemic for a
Mm-hmm.
reason. And
Right.
now it's very acceptable to talk to clients over Zoom. It's very
Mm-hmm.
acceptable to now grow outside of my home state. Used to be like if I wanted to build in, let's say, in Philadelphia. Okay, let me schedule a trip over there, maybe three
Yeah,
months from now, and that's 3 months from now. Or sometimes it
takes
doesn't
time.
happen.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, what's your schedule like this week or next week? Let's get on a Zoom call
Zoom.
together and let's just chat about it. Now that's it's become easier.
Easier and thanks to technology.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So as financial educators, we both understand that many professionals feel uncertain or even overwhelmed when it comes to retirement planning. And I know that's one of the highlights you want to educate the community, Liz. For those individuals, what's the most important message you want them to hear when it comes to securing their financial future?
Yeah. I like that question because most clients think only of it as money, as
Right.
finance.
Yeah.
Your financial, here's my motto when I talk to clients, your financial future should give you more life, not more money.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
many financial advisors out there, they'll say, I need you to earn more money. No, I need you to earn more life.
Right.
So we've worked with employees, professionals. They spent decades accumulating all this money and they still feel anxious. They still feel uncertain. And the number one fear, Vicky, of
Mm-hmm.
most Americans really is the fear of running out of money.
Right.
Not death, not cancer, not any form of illness, but running out of money. That's
Money.
number one. So our goal is to move them into three levels of living. So it starts with a need. Yes, we need money, so we stop worrying, but it's got to move into wants. What do we want to do? So I met someone, she wants to go more gardening and more using her camera photography, the
Mm.
experiences that we've been putting off because we've been working too hard. And eventually, the third level is purpose, giving, giving our time, volunteering, the legacy,
Right.
the impact. How do we want to be remembered by? And so, when we give them that framework, it allows them to put more life
Mm-hmm.
into their life. So,
Mm-hmm.
that's
I like
when
that.
financial planning becomes meaningful. It's not just planning money, it's
Mm-hmm.
planning your life. And
Yeah.
so there's freedom to be felt in financial planning.
Right. That's wonderful way of communicating it to the world. It's all about your life. Forget about money. At the end of the day, you plan for your life, and this is what we can offer. Liz, I know that you recently read Die with Zero, which
Yes.
challenges traditional thinking about saving and spending. After reading the book, what personal insights or mindset shifts have you experienced when it comes to balancing wealth accumulation with truly living life.
Oh my goodness. Yes, that book hit me in a very, not just me, my husband too. And now I shared it with a client. And, at first she was like, I want to resign, but I don't know if I'm ready financially. Then I just suggested the book to her. Oh my gosh, you gave me so much life. Now I'm excited to go back to work because she put herself on a brief vacation. And one of those days was to talk to me, and she was so
Mm,
thankful. So that book hit me, first of all, in a very personal way, because you know how our finances would be accumulate first, then you retire, then you spend it.
mhm,
Well, the book flips everything upside down because it's backwards, and
mm,
it's money is just here's the concept. Money is just stored life energy. It's what
mm,
we've earned
mm.
all these years. Every dollar represents hours of our life that we spent working, accumulating, whether it's as an employee or in business. That's what we've accumulated, our stored life energy. So if we die with millions that are unspent, right? Not zero. Remember, die with zero. But if we do the reverse
Yeah.
and die with millions,
Mhm.
what does that mean? We essentially worked for
For
nothing.
nothing. Yeah.
So life is short and it's very uncertain. We don't even know when we will die. Um, and that applies to us, right? We never know. Only God knows.
Yeah.
So this mindset shifted for me. Stop hoarding life for later. Stop hoarding life for later. Maximize that fulfillment. Be a fulfillionaire, right? At
Mhm.
every stage in life. So spend intentionally. I'm not saying casually or irresponsibly spend everything.
Mhm.
Spend intentionally,
Intentionally.
experience fully, and leave the world having truly lived a life where can you say that I spent it fulfilled in a fulfilled way? And so people will say, what about my children? Well, that's part of the spending intentionally, for them partaking of it early.
Mhm.
So it's not just about preparing to live, right? Accumulate, retire, and then spend, but rather, how can I live to gather all these memories, all these experiences, all these things that I did with my children, my grandchildren, and everybody in my life. There
Oh,
should be no regrets at the end. So
right.
Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. Uh,
Okay,
I'm going to
please.
read it again, to be honest.
Yeah, so for the audience, go read it. Die with Zero. And now I actually understand why it was written in a way, Die with Zero. Very true. And that's such a refreshing perspective, Liz, because at the end of the day, it's not just about building wealth, but also about creating meaningful life experiences. I love that. You've also been influenced by faith-driven network marketer, which is such a powerful concept, leading with purpose and values. How has this influenced the way you lead, serve your team, and stay grounded in your mission?
I have to give credit to my husband. He's the one, I should have said it earlier too with the other book, but he's the one who finds the books. He always has an earpiece in his ear. If you talk to him, you have to, can you take that out for a moment? Can we talk? Because he's always listening to something. So he's a voracious listener, audible, right?
Amazing.
So he found this book and he said, this is great, this is great. And I wasn't paying much attention to him until, okay, let me see, let me listen to chapter one. So it's by Ray Higdon, right?
Mhm.
And he talks from experience. So when he was talking, or when I was listening to him reading his book, it confirmed something that I had already believed in my bones, that faith is not something that's there every Sunday or set aside during the week, but faith is the operating system of our lives. So when we lead our
Wow.
team, or when we see a client or when we mentor an agent, God is in every room.
Right.
And the people, I'm sorry, I've changed, last Easter I said evangelization is going to be the thing that I want to learn. I'm always
Mm-hmm.
learning new things. It was
Mm-hmm.
humility earlier in the year. Now it's evangelization. God should be in every room.
Mm.
I don't see myself as the one in charge ever. Um, I'm an instrument. He
Right.
uses me. God is in control, and my job is simply to be obedient to what He says, show up with love, show up with humility, and to trust what will follow next. So that's exactly what the book teaches, and it's like He had met me, my old me, I mean my me, before
Mm-hmm.
writing the book. I felt that
Mm.
it was me. And so I
Wow.
could relate so much with it. Maybe your viewers will relate with this book as well. It's
Yeah.
exactly how I try to live and lead every day of my life with God as our foundation.
That's awesome. So I'm sure this is the second book, dear viewers. So have a look at it, and you can always replay the video to just make sure that you got the right title and go for it. So, Liz, thank you so much for sharing your journey, your wisdom, and your heart with us today. Your story is truly inspiring, from corporate success to entrepreneurial impact, and from personal growth to leadership and service. And before we close, if somebody listening today feels inspired by your journey and wants to connect with you, learn from you, or explore opportunities in the financial service industry, how can they reach you?
Through you. Well,
Okay.
you inspired me actually, Vicky. Now that you're doing this, I'm inspired to create my own channel as well. But
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Liz.Reyes. Maybe we can share that in the description. But
Yes.
yes, I don't want to keep what I know, what I feel, and what I experience to myself. Things are meant to be shared. Success is meant to be shared with others. Failures are meant to be shared too. So it's all about hand holding and being there for others. And that's the direction that I feel God is pointing to my consciousness right now. Help more people. And that's why we're doing this. I salute
Right.
you, Vicky, for doing this. um, we'll pray that it will reach
Yes.
as many souls out there
Yes.
for the business, for fixing their lives and their purpose, and perhaps drawing them closer to God. But each one has a different path,
Mhm.
and let's see where this will land. I'm excited to spread the word about this video with you. I'm honored, very honored for you to have chosen me to be your guest today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Liz. It's my honor to, and you know that I always look up to you and ask for your advice, because I know that you're so generous about, and you give your time. I know you're so busy, but a call, I message to you, and you immediately respond. So that's amazing. So for those who would like to get in touch with Liz, she has a generous soul. So to everyone watching and listening, thank you for joining us today on Fulfillionaires File. Remember, true fulfillment comes not just from financial success, but from purpose, growth, and the lives we impact along the way, as Liz has really told us. If this conversation resonated with you, feel free to connect with us, and we are here to educate, guide, and support you in building a secure and meaningful financial future. Until next time, stay empowered, stay inspired, and keep building your path to become a true fulfillionaire. Any parting words, Liz?
Well, thank you again. And yes, I'd love to continue this conversation with whoever is listening, because you guys inspire me like you don't know. And
Mhm.
so let's keep make it a mutually beneficial relationship. And thank you, Vicky. You are awesome. You're amazing. You made me feel comfortable, even if I'm not used to really talking the camera. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz, and thank you for accepting the invitation because it really means a lot to me. So, with that, dear audience, we'll see you soon. And again, thank you, Liz, for gracing the talk show. We'll see you again until next time. Bye, everyone.